I can't sleep. Can you turn off the lights? Have you ever said this to your mom? Why would you find it difficult to sleep, particularly when the lights are switched on? Well, there are some biomolecules called chemical messengers in our body that regulates the biological clock for the wake-up-sleep cycle. They belong to the class of biomolecules called hormones. In fact, trouble sleeping could be a sign of hormonal imbalance. Artificial light can disrupt the circadian rhythm, the internal process that regulates the sleep-wake cycle. This can cause the deficiency of a hormone called melatonin. If you have a low level of melatonin, then you may have trouble falling into deep sleep. In this video, you will be introduced to some of the hormones and their biological functions. Hormones are secreted by the endocrine glands in our body. They are secreted directly into the bloodstream and are transported to the site of action. Here, we will discuss only few of them. Hormones are broadly classified into steroid and non-steroid hormones. Steroid hormones are basically derived from cholesterol, hence of lipid origin. Non-steroid hormones are made of amino acids or polypeptides. We may start our discussion with non-steroid hormones. In this context, we will see a few examples of non-steroid hormones such as glucagon, insulin, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and thyroxines. We will start our discussion with non-steroidal hormones. The first example that I would like to discuss is insulin. Chemically, insulin is a polypeptide secreted by pancreas. Insulin is released in response to a rise in blood glucose levels. On the other hand, another hormone, glucagon, tends to increase the glucose level in the blood. Thus, these two hormones, insulin and glucagon, together regulate the glucose level in the blood. Next, we will discuss epinephrine and norepinephrine. Have you ever experienced an increase in the blood pressure or heartbeat when you are angry or in fear? Epinephrine and norepinephrine are hormones secreted by adrenal glands in response to fight or flight. Thus, these hormones mediate responses to external stimuli. Now, we will see thyroxine. Thyroxine is the hormone produced in the thyroid gland. Thyroxine is an iodinated derivative of amino acid tyrosine. If the secretion of thyroxine hormone is low, then it will lead to hypothyroidism. A low level of iodine in the diet may lead to this condition. Hypothyroidism is characterized by enlargement of the thyroid gland, letharginess, and obesity. On the other hand, an increased level of thyroxine causes hyperthyroidism. These conditions may be controlled by an appropriate diet containing iodized salt. Next, we will look into steroid hormones. Steroid hormones are grouped into corticosteroids, which are secreted by the adrenal glands, and sex steroids secreted by the gonads. The first class of hormones that we are going to discuss is corticosteroids, which include mineralocorticoids and glucocorticoids. Mineralocorticoids control the level of excretion of water and salt by kidney. One of the major natural mineralocorticoids in humans is aldosterone. Glucocorticoids are primarily involved in controlling carbohydrate metabolism and modulating inflammatory reactions. These are also involved in the reaction to stress. Cortisol is an example of glucocorticoid hormone. Now, let us see what happens if any of these hormones do not function properly. For example, if the adrenal cortex does not function properly, then it will lead to Addison's disease. This disease is characterized by hypoglycemia, weakness, and increased susceptibility to stress. The disease is fatal unless it is treated. Finally, we may discuss the steroid hormones produced by gonads. These hormones are testosterone and estradiol. These hormones are responsible for the development of secondary sex characteristics such as voice, facial hair, general physical constitution, etc. Testosterone is the male sex hormone and estradiol is the female sex hormone. To conclude, we may say hormones travel in your bloodstream to tissues and organs. Slowly, they make changes to your body, including growth and development, metabolism, reproduction, mood, response to injuries, and much more. Actually, they play a key role in influencing your mind. You will learn more about the structure and function of hormones in your higher classes. Now, Let us summarize what we have learned.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.